who is age 10, and a class 4 pupil from Résignol Major School. We have Théo Alain, 8-year-old class 6, child from God Will Primary Bilingual School, Hawaii. They are going to be the ones to hand over a bouquet of flowers to the First Lady. As you can see, the coterie of vehicles coming with the First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya, who is going to preside over this ceremony. I should tell you, ladies and gentlemen, remind you maybe that Mrs. Chantal Biya is the founding president of the Chantal Biya Foundation, FCB. That was in 1994. It combats poverty, disease, social exclusion, especially health and education of children. There we have, I will come back to that, we have the First Lady who is going to make it come out in a moment. We allow you to follow that.
Madame Chantal Biya, qui fait son arrivée ici au boulevard du 20 mai, accueillie par la ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, Marie-Thérèse Abnondois, et d'autres personnalités. Madame Chantal Biya, qui, comme à son habitude, échange avec ces personnalités.
Monsieur le Président de la République, toutes les femmes du Cameroun vous souhaitent la bienvenue au boulevard du 20 mai à l'occasion de la 41e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme. Madame Chantal Biya, spouse of the President of the Republic, all the women of Cameroon are happy to welcome you at the 20th May Boulevard on the occasion of the 41st edition of the International Women's Day. Thank you.
So we are là, 8-year-old class 6.
Vous avez écouté Thérèse Apolline Lydie Obama Essomba et Cheyou Alain Pérez qui ont accueilli Madame Chantal Biya, Kylian Dadifone, les signes annonciateurs de ce que les choses sérieuses vont commencer dans quelques minutes, le temps que la première dame s'installe dans les tribunes où sont déjà installées toutes les personnes invitées pour vivre en direct du boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé la grande marche des femmes. Et j'insiste et je le rappelle, et vous avez certainement entendu Madame Marie-Thérèse Abnondois, le ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, qui était sur les antennes de la CRTV hier. Le défilé, c'est à Yaoundé, mais c'est également Marie-Thérèse Abnondois qui sera également ce soir à l'émission Actualité Hebdo avec Romuald Thuis Ngok pour continuer à décrypter et à parler de la condition de la femme et en même temps dénoncer toutes les injustices et les violences dont sont victimes les femmes et les filles.
Martin Noel, I started by saying, apart from just being the First Lady whom we have acclaimed here, all of us, our arrival, she is the founding president of Chantal Biya Foundation, FCB. That was in 1994, combats poverty, disease, social exclusion, especially health and education of children. She is the founding president of African Synergy, an NGO which fights against AIDS and suffering. It brings together African first ladies to fight HIV, AIDS and related diseases. She is the founding president of CIVIC, Circle of Friends of Cameroon. That was in 1995 when it was created, and this brings together spouses of diplomatic and government officials to work and on social development, women's empowerment, and humanitarian aid. She in 2000 and no, that was another one. She is UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador and is a recognition for the commitment to education and humanitarian efforts work founder also of CRASE. All of us know what CRASE is doing. Health Center for Research and Application of Endoscopic Guilt Surgery.
L'exécution de l'hymne national du Cameroun.
Honor to the nation, honor to Cameroon, the national anthem, and after that, at any moment from now, the march past is going to start, and maybe one of you should tell us, Barrister Roland Panje, from the order of march past. We have some special march past squares there, the first wagon.
I'm getting you.
Yes, tell us what that stands for, what we are going to start with.
The first of the march past wagons is the sovereign. Yes. Is the sovereign picture of the country where you have the flag and other emblems that will open up the march past to show that Cameroon is one and indivisible, and above all else, it celebrates over 40 years of gender-sensitive policies and incentives established under the leadership of His Excellency, President Paul Biya, Head of State and President of the Republic of Cameroon. That notwithstanding, that first sovereign march past that carries the flag and colors of Cameroon is to show the diversity of the nation. Not just the diversity, but to show you that Cameroon is not only one and indivisible, but it is that country that endeavors to propagate equality, parity, and equity amongst the gender, because in Cameroon, what the man can do, the woman can equally do, and even do it better. So, like the colors of the fabric and the sovereign wagon, that we expose the true nature of Cameroon.
Thank you so much.
It's just to tell us that.
Thank you so much. We have got that. The first wagon is talking about sovereignty. Going to get much of that before I go into the chronology. Yes, go ahead and tell us, explain to us this first part.
Alors, le défilé aujourd'hui sera ouvert par le wagon, la composante numéro 1.
That is going on already.
Qui constitue... Pardon, je voulais dire que le défilé sera ouvert par le bouquet d'honneur, qui est bien évidemment dédié au remerciement au chef de l'État, son Excellence Paul Biya, pour son engagement constant et permanent en faveur de l'égalité entre les sexes. Il célèbre donc toutes les politiques sensibles au genre et bien évidemment les mesures incitatives entreprises sous son leadership depuis plus de 40 ans en vue de l'émergence d'un État moderne, garant de l'épanouissement de la femme, de la fille et de la famille et soucieux du respect des droits et devoirs de tous et de toutes. Alors, ce wagon comprend deux composantes. La première est celle intitulée « Gratitude au chef de l'État pour avoir place les filles et les femmes au cœur de son septennat ». Ce carré est constitué de 50 femmes issues de toutes les couches et composantes de la société. On y retrouve les femmes de tous les âges, de tous les groupes ethniques, de tous les milieux socio-professionnels, les élus du peuple, les femmes de la haute administration, les leaders de la société civile, les femmes vivant avec un handicap, les élèves et les étudiantes, toutes unies et en symbiose pour rendre un vibrant hommage aux bâtisseurs fidèles et engagés à leur cause qu'est le président de la République, Son Excellence Paul Biya.
Thank you, and that's what we are seeing here. It is the theme of this year that is put on the spotlight. We can see their rights, justice, action for all women and girls. We are also seeing the big flag there, I call it the way it is, followed by the effigy of the head of state. Martin, one of them should tell us, because this is what Madame Macron, you've talked about that. We are seeing the First Lady and we are seeing the President of the Republic.
Belinda Djoubenogo, peut-être nous dire comment sont pensés ces bouquets d'honneur avec le drapeau du Cameroun, l'effigie du président de la République et l'effigie de Madame Chantal Biya que nous apercevons à l'antenne.
We have to say that this is the honorary bouquet, and it's to express our gratitude to the head of state, His Excellency Paul Biya, for his constant and ongoing commitment to gender equality. So this honorary bouquet is composed of it has two components. The first one that just passed is the gratitude to the head of state for placing girls and women at the heart of his 7-year term. This square was composed of 50 women from all walks of life and all sections of society. It included women of all ages, from all ethnic groups, and all social professional backgrounds, elected representatives. And now we can see the mascot, and you read on the mascot, positive masculinity, because in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, there's a president of the positive masculinity, the ambassador of positive masculinity that was installed by the minister. And these are men that feel that they are supposed to work hand in glove with women. They are working with the positive masculinity.
Thank you so much. And that positive masculinity involves people like us who have publicly declared that they are his for she.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oui, Kylian Dadifon. Et on va le rappeler, hein, on va continuer à le rappeler. À tous les hommes, nous ne sommes pas des objets, comme l'a dit Madame Chantal Biya. En même temps, nous ne sommes pas vos concurrentes. L'homme et la femme doivent être grandement applaudis par Madame Chantal Biya, la mascotte, tout sourire également. Les majorettes. Et on va aller dans le wagon qui présente que vous maîtrisez très bien, Kylian Dadifon.
And there it comes after the cheerleaders that we've seen displaying with style. We have sovereignty, we have security, and that is the first wagon that we have that is marching past. Here you have the presidential guard from the presidency. You have other segments of women from the presidency. You have from the Ministry of Defense. You have from the police. You have also from the National Gendarmerie. They are here, and Martin, to tell you, they are in support of the fact that Cameroon is one country that has been defended, whose sovereignty and integrity has been defended by most of their husbands. Some of them are here, some of them are in the battlefields as we speak, trying to defend us, taking guard over us. We know God is there with them. And we talking about the police is going to come. We have serious problems in the Northwest and Southwest, the crisis that have been running for 9 years now, and calm is returning. At least the situation is not what we had between 2016 and 2020, because whatever is still going on there, we know people have become used to, and they are going about with their business. There is still trouble. We cannot say it's finished. We have had problems of the terrorist sect Boko Haram in the far north region. It has been brought to its barest minimum. They are just pockets of resistance now.
Kylian Dadifon, vous avez parlé tout à l'heure de ces femmes membres du gouvernement qui étaient déjà dans les tribunes. Et là, nous voyons les dames du contrôle supérieur de l'État. Le contrôle supérieur de l'État qui a à sa tête une dame de valeur, une dame de poigne, une dame compétente, Rose Mba Acha Fomundam, qui tient fermement ce ministère depuis des années. Et les chiffres parlent pour elle. Les succès des différentes missions menées parlent pour elle. Au Conseil supérieur de l'État, les femmes occupent également des postes de responsabilité. Et je vais continuer à le mentionner. Ce n'est pas parce qu'on est une femme qu'on a été nommée, mais c'est parce qu'on est compétente. Tout aussi compétentes, ce sont les femmes de l'Agence de régulation des marchés publics qui sont artisanes de la transparence et de l'efficacité des marchés publics pour le renforcement d'un état de droit et d'un développement social inclusif. Kylian Dadifon, c'est dire quelle est l'importance que les femmes jouent dans toutes ces structures. À l'AMP, c'est 3 femmes directeurs, une femme conseiller technique, une femme inspecteur et une quarantaine de femmes sous-directeurs.
Yes, women is no longer about women and men, it's about competence. And when we get to that level, where we only go for competence, I think that's where we're going to go against the discrimination, go against aspects of subjugation. We're going to encourage and empower the women to become autonomous. By being autonomous, we know their problem is having access to finances, having access to property, having access to those resources, to those opportunities. Martin Noel, I've been schooled by so many women to know that when we talk about equality of men and women, we are talking about equal opportunities. We are not talking about numbers. Do you agree with that, Dr. Chonko?
Actually, I do agree with you that when we are talking is equal opportunity we are talking about. Men and women should have the equal opportunity, equal access to all resources. We can see now that actually, due to our tradition, due to our culture, women are not practically accessing to land easily.
Et Dr Chonko, les femmes de la Société nationale des hydrocarbures, qui comme chaque année nous épatent avec leurs tenues, mais à côté de ces belles tenues, de cette belle toilette et de ces belles coiffes, ce sont des femmes qui jouent un rôle essentiel dans le développement du secteur énergétique au Cameroun. Elles participent activement à la transformation et à la performance de la société. Il s'agit de célébrer ces femmes engagées. Tout aussi engagées, ce sont les femmes du Sénat, Kylian.
Yes, I just wanted to add to what you said about the national hydrocarbons. Yes.
Les femmes du Sénat, la Chambre haute du Parlement, qui compte un secrétaire général adjoint femme, Florence Awassom, 33 femmes sénateurs sur 100, une vice-présidente, Madame Dinbel Armande, 2 femmes au bureau du Sénat. Dans l'administration, c'est 55% de femmes qui constituent les effectifs du personnel, 2 femmes conseillers techniques sur 3, un chargé de mission, 3 femmes directeurs sur 10. Et vous connaissez certainement la sénatrice Henriette Sonac, qui est secrétaire aux affaires culturelles et sociales du Sénat. D'ailleurs, le chef de l'État encourage la parité dans les institutions de la République et ça se voit.
We had the first senator in Cameroon in 2013, Martin Noel, and on that year we had 26 senators who were ladies. We came up to 26 out of 100. That was a very good score, close to 30% that has been advocated over the years. At the same time, we had up close to 60 lady of National Assembly that came above 30% that has been acclaimed over the years. And in those very high institutions, the Senate, the National Assembly, we have so far had a very strong, high representation of women.
Et on va dire que les choses évoluent bien dans ce sens, même si More Women in Politics continue de revendiquer plus et nous avons espoir, surtout que le président de la République a placé ce mandat, il a qualifié de mandat pour les femmes et les jeunes et il a même déjà prouvé à plusieurs reprises. Docteur Léon Tchonko, quand vous voyez ces femmes après toute la semaine marquée par des activités, les causeries éducatives, les activités de formation en entrepreneuriat, elles n'ont pas l'air fatiguées, elles sont plus qu'engagées à venir marcher ici devant la première dame, Chantal Biya.
Oui, effectivement, ça nous réjouit de le savoir. Nous savons qu'on a beaucoup de femmes capables, elles sont pleines d'énergie. Et il faut dire que toutes ces activités, causeries éducatives, formation, ne les dispensent pas ou alors elles rentrent à la maison et elles jouent encore le rôle de mère et d'épouse. Il faut dire que la femme travaille H24. Elle travaille H24 comparée en fait à l'homme. La femme qui dort le plus au Cameroun dort 5 heures. Elle dort 5 heures, celle qui dort le plus. Parce qu'elles sont les premières actrices d'abord. Elles ont cette responsabilité de nourrir, de fournir le grenier national. C'est les femmes qui nourrissent tout le Cameroun. Et aujourd'hui, nous sommes également fiers, comme vous l'avez dit tout à l'heure, avec la SNH. On a des femmes ingénieures, on a même des femmes électriciennes dans tous les domaines. Elles font dans le bâtiment. Pour nous pensons qu'il y a une nette évolution.
Justement, la nette évolution qui s'est fait ressentir aussi à la Cour suprême du Cameroun avec la nomination de la première femme procureure générale, Mme Sengelan, qui est dans les tribunes, non loin de la première dame, Mme Chantal Biya.
Absolument. C'est vrai que, d'ailleurs, nous espérons qu'il y a encore beaucoup qui va arriver parce que le président de la République lui-même a dit c'est le septennat de la femme.
Et des jeunes.
Et des jeunes, bien entendu. Nous sommes convaincus que d'ici très peu, dans un avenir très proche, les chiffres vont bouger dans le gouvernement et partout ailleurs. Et c'est même dans ce sens que le ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille travaille avec les femmes pour qu'elles soient capables d'être à la table de décision. On a un manuel de formation des femmes en politique pour les encourager à ce que dans les prochaines élections locales, elles soient capables de solliciter les mairies, ainsi de suite. Donc c'est un travail que le ministère fait, on les encourage énormément et on les forme pour qu'elles... il y a quelques barrières, il faut le dire. Hein?
Yes.
Il y a beaucoup de barrières liées à l'intimidation.
But we are making great strides. At this moment, you can see these brilliant ladies of the Ministry of Defense, and we want to wish all the women of the Ministry of Defense a happy Women's Day. I know the minister, delegate at the presidency in charge of defense, Joseph Betia, so much will be watching and smiling and saying, yes, you are doing the work. Now we have ONACAM, that is marching past.
L'Office national des anciens combattants du Cameroun, Kylian Dadifon, les anciens combattants du Cameroun qui ont servi et qui continuent de servir la nation d'une autre façon. Après les femmes de l'ONACAM, certainement, vous entendez les cris de joie dans les tribunes avec le passage des femmes de la police.
Yes, talking about ONACAM, you cannot go have been wounded.
Kylian, vous avez le commissaire divisionnaire Cécile Oyono, née d'homme, qui applaudit ardemment dans les tribunes. Elle est directeur adjoint de l'EIFORCE et inspecteur général à la direction générale à la Sûreté nationale. Je vous ai dit qu'il y a énormément de femmes compétentes et j'insiste, les femmes ne sont pas nommées parce qu'elles sont des femmes, Les femmes sont nommées parce qu'elles sont capables d'assurer et de remplir les tâches qui leur sont demandées.
Yes, I'm talking about the police. They have organized so many activities. They have the Police Women Association that is doing so much in terms of, coming up with the woman's position in the society, and the Delegate General for National Security, Mr. Martin Bagangele, who is here as other officials should be clapping and saying, yes, this is it. And the female police officer in digital age, reconciling freedom of expression, the duty of discretion as a problem. We know that the passport is no longer a problem. So those problems have been solved this far.
Comment parler de la police, Kylian, sans parler de la Police Women Association, la POA, qui mène d'énormes activités sociales pour les veuves et les enfants des policiers tombés au front. Ces femmes qui, aux côtés de leur mari, mènent de nombreuses actions, comme je vous l'ai dit. La Police Women Wives Association qui a fait parler d'elle durant cette semaine.
A special Happy Women's Day to the Communication Division head, the National Delegation for the Delegation for National Security, Madam Joyce Mandeng, who is a classmate.
Joyce Cécile Jem Mandeng, qui est commissaire divisionnaire, il faut bien le préciser.
Exactly. You seen these people march past, Mr. Panjay Roland. It shows there's a lot of enthusiasm. Talk to us about the organization, because it comes from the Ministry of Organization of this. We are seeing it well organized. What did you put into the organization of this event?
The organization of an important occasion of this magnitude is not something that is done overnight. It is continuous preparation, devoted commission workers, an enthusiastic minister, and we want to equally thank the Finance Department for making it possible for us to have disbursement on time. An occasion of this sort, to be sincere, is not something that is done with a magic wand.
Roland Pandion, on va revenir à vous. Il est important, très important de marquer un arrêt pour parler de ces femmes du troisième âge, les mamans de l'AFTA, la maison des personnes âgées, très applaudie par Madame Chantal Biya. Elles se sont levées tôt, elles ont tenu à venir, elles ont fait leur plus belle toilette.
Really, this is resilience.
Oui, yes. Les mamans résilientes qui ont voulu marquer par leur présence et célébrer de leur manière la journée internationale de la femme. Toutes les femmes sont là, toutes les femmes de toutes les catégories sociales, toutes les femmes de tous les âges confondus. Il y en a même qui réussissent à laisser leur canne le temps de leur passage devant la tribune de Madame Chantal Biya pour la saluer. Elle qui les accompagne avec son sourire, elle qui les encourage, comme elle le fait pour toutes les autres femmes qui passent devant elle. Et je vous disais, ces femmes du troisième âge, et c'est partout, hein, elles sont accompagnées par les hommes avec lesquels elles partagent leur quotidien. Et je vais encore le rappeler, je ne vais cesser de le marteler jusqu'à la fin, les hommes et les femmes.
It is grace for you to work, retire, and after retirement, you come up here. These ladies of the third age who are full of energy, I should tell you that Roland, to march past across the 20 May Boulevard I don't know, but it's something like 2 to 3 kilometers, and they are braving that. We have a woman here. We're talking about the head of the communication unit in the national delegation for national security, even positions.
Yes, I just wish to say that the elderly who march with laughter is an indicator that Cameroon is an inclusive country where discourse on exclusion does not exist. That is to say, laughter is not only for women who are old, equally old men are there. And it shows that in it is complementarity, it is partnership, and it is progress. And all this is an incarnation of the thinking, ideas, and mentality of the head. Those who are above 70, 80, 90 years have made it. That's not just sports, but it's to Cameroonians to come out for a just cause. Irrespective of their age, you will be out, because this safety net is for women and youth. Women, he did not say only young girls. He said women, including elderly women.
Yes, we still want to know from you, the experts from the Ministry of Women Empowerment and the Family, particularly concerning the specific law that is in gestation. Can you share with us, in some countries, if a man rapes a woman, a girl, the man is going to lose that instrument that he used to commit that crime.
Yes.
Can you give us some of the deterring aspects of the law that is about to come up?
The deterring part of it is to warn future perpetrators not to engage in such acts that dehumanize the woman folk. Take, for instance, rape and other inappropriate sexual relationships.
This is the Ministry of Justice, and the Ministry of Justice, we're just talking about the law. The Ministry of Justice is working with the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family to come up with this law. Our wish also is that anyone who goes to court having perpetrated violence on women, the Ministry of Justice should give instructions to all the branches of the law, of justice, private and public in Cameroon, to make sure that nothing happens. At this point, the Special Criminal Court, this is a court that came up when some Cameroonians, the president called that white-collar thieves of the state, where you embezzle money up to 500 million and more. And then this special criminal court was created to make sure that these people are well handled and handled apart, because corruption is what has been holding us back from fast moving towards emergence. Yes.
I just want to add that in this special law, that is still to come, there is an important section based on education and taking care of the victims, because the law is not there just to punish. This law has this peculiarity that it will take care of the victim. It says how to take care of the victim who are suffering from this gender-based violence or violence against women.
Exactly. At the time we are talking about that, we just saw the Yaoundé Court of Appeal. The courts were lined up there, and we have all these courts. We don't understand why women should still be crying when we have a panoply of courts around. What happens?
The issue is not the courts. It is the person who is in the court to implement that decision. They need to, how do I say?
They need to be sensitive on gender issues.
Yes, they have to be gender sensitive in pronouncing judgments. The texts are there, the laws are there, the courts are there, but the person implementing that law is the problem and not the law.
Yes, we can see them in green. These ones have chosen just to be in green. They have not mixed the orange and green together. They've gone in for what we said, regeneration, full regeneration, full revival. They've gone natural full swing. And you can see how beautiful they are as a march past.
C'est donc le ministère des Relations extérieures, la diplomatie et les organisations internationales avec en bonne place l'association des femmes réfugiées. Vous le savez, le Cameroun est reconnu depuis fort longtemps comme une terre d'accueil pour les femmes réfugiées. Elles sont épanouies ici, elles sont intégrées et elles ne retournent dans leur pays que si elles l'ont demandé. Et même cela, le Cameroun encadre ce retour vers leur pays d'origine à travers des actions bien menées par le gouvernement via le ministère de l'administration territoriale.
That is correct. No refugee should be forced by law, international law, to go back to their country of origin. And talking about the Ministry of External Relations, I have some prominent women who are in the diplomatic and consular services in Cameroon. In Nigeria, we have the Consular General in Lagos, and the Consul General is Her Excellency Bibi Lobe Mangabel. In Cote d'Ivoire, we have an embassy, and it is in Abidjan, based there. We have Her Excellency Marie-Yvette Koloko in Gabon and South Tomé and Principe. It's based in Gabon. We have Her Excellency Mrs. Ondoa Getas Edith Felicite. Let me just give these other ones in the Netherlands. We have another woman in the embassy there at The Hague. We have Her Excellency Ligmo Ondoa Madeline. In Kenya, we have a Consulate General in Nairobi. And then we have a Consul General, Her Excellency Vivian Nankuma. Here in Minrex, let me just end this. We want to say Happy Women's Day to the Inspector General of Services, who is Mrs. Elonche Sivi, who is Minister Plenipotentiary, and then the head of the Commonwealth Department, Central Services of External Relations, who also is a lady, Madame Anne Oben, Minister.
C'est vrai que ça va très vite ici, qu'il y a de la diffusion, mais il est important de revenir sur ce passage de la Guinée équatoriale, ce pays frère et ami qui prend part au défilé ici au boulevard du Vin, mais pour la deuxième fois après le passage de 2022. C'est 50 femmes au total sous l'encadrement de son Excellence Armand Côté Etchouaka, ambassadeur de Guinée équatoriale, par ailleurs doyen du corps diplomatique. Elles ont été très actives durant la semaine et je vous le dis, elles ont pris part à une fois expo organisée pour la promotion de la famille Mbiramani. Vous savez que nous partageons beaucoup de choses avec la Guinée équatoriale, le Gabon et bien d'autres pays frères et amis. Et cette foire exposition était présidée par le ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, le professeur Marie-Thérèse Amnondoa. Nous avons également vu les femmes de l'ambassade de France. Maintenant, ce sont les femmes de la JICA, les femmes de la JICA accompagnées par leurs collègues hommes qui ont bouclé ce carré réservé au ministère des Relations internationales et aux organisations internationales. L'autre wagon, Kylian Dadifon, c'est
At this moment, yes, we are into public administration, that sector, and this is the lead wagon that is filing past here in front of the Cameroonian First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya, who visibly does not even spend 1 second without smiling, without clapping, without showing how happy she is seeing these ladies file past, march past here, full of energy, full of, so bright as they are in this fabric this year, which is about regeneration, it is about rejuvenation, and that is why you have the color here green and orange, which is enthusiasm, brightness. We can see them in their numbers. And then there are over 33,000 of them who are going to file past here today.
Pour l'autre structure que vous maîtrisez bien, c'est Elections Cameroun. Comment ne pas parler d'Elections Cameroun qui était au four au moulin et au devant de la scène avec l'élection présidentielle de novembre dernier. Elections Cameroun qui a reçu les félicitations du président de la République. Au sorti de cette élection et après les élections régionales, et les CAM qui invitent les femmes à la consultation des listes électorales sur leur plateforme numérique parce que ce n'est pas encore terminé, à vérifier également leur lieu de vote et dans les antennes communales et à les retirer surtout. Et les CAM qui a également promu il y a quelques semaines des femmes et des jeunes femmes au poste de responsabilité.
Election Cameroon, Martin, you are talking about at this time. We see the Ministry of Decentralization and Local Authorities filing pass. But just a word on Elections Cameroon, which today we have seen how far they have come with elections close to independence in Cameroon, where the Ministry of Territorial Administration, that used to be the one big manager of elections, was taken from there. The Ministry of Territorial Administration is just a partner, government agent, elections handled by Elections Cameroon, that has evolved, has gone through stages. And in 2012, that was when we had Elections Cameroon come into full swing in Cameroon. All what we other people are saying is that with the announcement of the president that during the March session of Parliament, which is starting on the 10th Tuesday, that should be second Tuesday as usual, the laws are going to be revised. And part of these laws that will go through the Constitution, Election Cameroon will have some of its articles, some of its sections that are, again, not actually making many things go right, to be revised. And I think when we come out of that, we'll have a better election managing body and a better country. And as we're talking, we see Brunec, that is filing pass. That is the structure that is involved in certificates, that civil status. What people wish to have now in Cameroon is that the birth certificate should be digitalized. All the civil status documents like marriage certificates should be digitalized in such a way that when you just punch in the machine, you don't have double certificates. And then we can also be able to know exactly how many of us are in Cameroon and that these are Cameroonians with birth certificates.
Kylian Dadifon, vous parliez tout à l'heure du ministère du développement local. Nous continuons ainsi avec la communauté urbaine de Yaoundé et les 7 communes d'arrondissement vont suivre. Belinda Dou Benogo, Roland Pandje, Lafta, les hommes qui étaient tout autour d'elle et tous les Camerounais ont pu remarquer et retenir la façon dont le thème droit, justice, action pour toutes les femmes et filles est écrit. C'est en lettres capitales pour marquer l'accent et une emphase sur l'inclusion que promeut le chef de l'État.
Martin Noël, we have the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family, the organizer of this event, filing pass in front of the First Lady. I saw Minprof.
Kylian Dadifon, le Minprof qui va conclure plutôt le défilé en tant qu'organisateur. Nous sommes avec les communes d'arrondissement. C'est vrai que ce n'est pas toujours respecté l'ordre de passage, mais en ce moment, ce sont les communes d'arrondissement, la commune d'arrondissement de Yaoundé 2e, avec le maire Yannick Aïssi qui promeut l'épanouissement des femmes au sein de cette mairie. Les femmes des communes d'arrondissement qui sont très applaudis par Madame Chantal Biya. Kylian Dadifon, c'est vrai que nous avons souvent le train du défilé, mais j'ose croire que les organisateurs de la marche sont souvent un peu débordés par ces femmes qui ont besoin de Yaoundé 3, la commune d'arrondissement de Yaoundé 3 à Efoulan, avec le maire Lucas Owona, qui est un grand... Lucas Owona qui est un maire avec tout le conseil municipal qui donne la place aux femmes, mais pas seulement aux jeunes aussi, pour s'exprimer.
Yes, these are people with special needs. The theme is talking about rights, justice, action for all women, all in capital letters. Women's, they're calling for inclusion, and we can see how everybody is involved here. We see those ladies who have led this part, this wagon, who are disabled. I think some people saw what I saw a minute ago about MINPROF. Since he's the organizer, they had the MINPROF one part of their banner, and that's what I saw. I thought it was exactly,
because they are equally in these councils, so they are equally matching with the councils.
I think that is that's what we saw. Because it's good we clarify, because our viewers certainly saw MINPROF.
Oui, tout à
and
fait.
then I saw MINPROF.
Oui.
Yes, it's good to
Parce
clarify.
que c'est le MINPROF qui chapeaute ces centres de promotion,
les unités techniques spécialisées du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. Nous avons 126 au total sur l'étendue du territoire camerounais. Et justement, ces centres forment les femmes, mais aussi les hommes dans des filières particulières.
Et qui ont étalé leur savoir-faire au musée national durant la semaine.
Martin Noël, Yaoundé, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 councils marching past now. And we know that Cameroon is going to host a good number of events, international events, in the weeks ahead and months ahead. We have the World Trade Organization Conference of Ministers that will take place here. We also know that the Pope will be visiting Cameroon in just about a month from now. So these councils should take into consideration and make sure that our town is as clean as we would like to show the faith to some of these people, knowing that we have roads that are going on. We have road construction, rehabilitation that are going on, and I wish that such projects should be. I saw something like PCF.
Oui, Kylian, c'est ce qu'on disait. Les femmes du Parti camerounais pour
Renaissance.
Réconciliation.
Pour la réconciliation. Et maintenant, les femmes du ministère de l'économie, du plan et de l'aménagement du territoire, qui sont économistes, planificatrices, statisticiens, démographes, gestionnaires de projets ou spécialistes de la coopération internationale, qui participent chaque jour à la conception et à la mise en œuvre des politiques publiques qui façonnent la vie pour un développement plus inclusif à travers les programmes d'inclusion économique, de protection sociale et d'appui aux populations vulnérables. Elle contribue donc de ce fait à la réduction de la pauvreté et au renforcement de la résilience des communautés. Le thème contextualisé là-bas au Minépat, la stratégie nationale de développement 2020-2030, un cadre d'action de justice et de promotion des droits pour toutes les femmes qu'il y a.
National Investment Company, we have also seen some of them file past. We were talking about that political party that we saw, and I thought that there's just no way we can fall short of wishing a happy Women's Day to the Madame Domaino Patricia election, October 12th presidential election 2025. The one lady who braved through and came out strong. She didn't win, but she represented the women ably in that election of October 12, 2025.
We're talking about the Ministry of Economy Planning and Regional Development lately. We have to say that they work hand in glove with us as far as Rural Women's Day is concerned. They work with us, they give materials to the rural women. This year, I think we're in Sombenge, where we granted so many materials to the women, agro-pastoral materials. Rural Women's Day is celebrated on the 15th of October each year.
And I can read there, zero tolerance for discrimination against women.
Et ça, c'est les femmes du ministère des Finances qui viennent.
Yes, tolerance, zero tolerance, finance, you say. Women should have the right to finances in order to be autonomous, because up to this moment, that is what...
Director is here?
Yes, the director in charge of...
Women Economic Empowerment.
Empowerment is here. So...
Bien entendu, nous avons le passage là des femmes du ministère des Finances où ici les femmes sont appelées à solliciter des crédits parce qu'il y a encore cette peur du crédit au sein de la population femme, et le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille met un accent particulier sur la sensibilisation des femmes à aller vers le crédit, parce que sans le crédit, vous n'êtes pas appelé à grandir votre affaire. Et je voudrais dire que nous avons aujourd'hui une très belle parade. Au-delà de cette parade, il faudrait lire une symbolique qui matérialise la prise de conscience effective entre l'égalité entre les hommes, de l'égalité entre les hommes et les femmes. Et nous avons aujourd'hui un homme qui est président de l'association de la masculinité positive, pour dire qu'aujourd'hui les hommes et les femmes doivent marcher ensemble. Et lorsqu'on parle de l'autonomisation économique, il est question que les hommes et les femmes travaillent en partenariat pour justement faciliter cette autonomisation économique de la femme.
Yes, how do they do this? Given that property, before you get a loan, for example, in a bank, you need to have, for example, collateral, landed property, certificate, and the cultural conditions that we have now do not give women the right to some of these collaterals. How are you working? Are you going through some positive discrimination to let women get these loans?
Effectivement, il faut relever que c'est une contrainte sur laquelle butent généralement les femmes lorsqu'elles veulent accéder à un crédit, parce que la tradition, la coutume ne permet pas à la femme d'être propriétaire foncière. Alors il y a beaucoup de banques aujourd'hui de microfinance qui essaient de contourner cette garantie-là en proposant d'autres pièces comme garantie. Et au niveau du ministère de la promotion de la femme, nous travaillons beaucoup avec les autorités traditionnelles pour que ces autorités comprennent que la femme est un être à part autant que l'homme. La loi donne l'autorisation à la femme d'être propriétaire foncière. Elle peut, à travers la loi, l'être, mais même également à travers la tradition. C'est cette interpellation que nous faisons au quotidien auprès des autorités traditionnelles.
Dr. Chonko Leon, I will ask you this question. Let us be sincere. You are technical advisor number 2 in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family. In developed societies, we have joint accounts when a man and a woman are living together. They have joint accounts, everything is joint. That's where women, you cannot do anything without a woman. Are you working towards this in Cameroon?
What I would say in this aspect is that all is a matter of sensitivization. It's a matter of education. We have to educate our children, and so that they should be able to work together. And if they work together and respect each and everyone, when they build a family, they will not be like somebody suppressing another one. So family will build project together. If there is dialogue, if there is communication in the family, of course, within the communication and that dialogue, they will discuss about that project. And when they talk about the project, they talk about money, they talk about saving and all that. So we think that this is still to come. We are working on it by educating our population, educating families, because some Cameroonians are still believing that a man should never declare his income to the wife.
What do you think yourself?
He should declare.
I said we should both declare.
Okay.
And there is a say. We used to hear in our community, women say, women's money is not a man's money, but man's money is a family money. No, we want to educate them that women of them to build the project for their future.
What we have on our screens now are microfinance cooperatives and other that are filing past, and we
Kylian, le ministère de la fonction publique et de la réforme administrative, et on a pu voir le ministre Joseph Lé qui accompagne et de la réforme administrative avec cette belle tenue, et la ministre également qui arbore une tenue
yes, in solidarity with
oui,
women.
Oui, oui. La couleur verte, hein, le pagne de la femme, pour être en harmonie avec ces Amazones. Le ministre de la fonction publique, Joseph Lé, qui, comme chaque année, est dans la même mouvance, toujours en tenue, en solidarité avec les Amazones du ministère de la fonction publique.
Yes, Martin, talking about the Ministry of Administrative Reform, that's Public Service and Administrative Reform. The digitalization of the state staff, the payroll of the state staff, personnel, and other activities of the ministry have done a lot of good with this Aigle program. That now I can assure you that as I speak, there are many Cameroonians who attest to the fact that advancements, increments, there can arrears and some other things that used to take so many times now go automatically.
Et ça, on peut vous le confirmer, les fonctionnaires témoignent, ils n'ont plus besoin de faire le déplacement sur Yaoundé pour suivre leur dossier. Et après le ministère de la fonction publique, vous avez vu l'ENAM, Kylian Dandifone, l'École nationale d'administration et de magistrature, qui a à la tête de son conseil d'administration une dame, Fé Hélène Kwanga, épouse Galega. L'ENAM qui a précédé le ministère de l'enseignement supérieur, et chers téléspectateurs, vous avez pu apercevoir le ministre d'État, ministre de l'enseignement supérieur, professeur Jacques Famdongo, et le ministère de l'enseignement supérieur qui nous régale chaque année avec ses mascottes, ses majorettes et ses associations culturelles que vous apercevez à l'instant sur vos écrans.
Yes, Martin, Noel, the challenge we have with employment is directly linked to the Ministry of Higher Education, because on the program statistics that we have 11 state universities, and each of them has between 25 to 30,000 students. And how many of them are churned out? About all these universities put together, they graduate about. So that is one challenge that the ministry has to take up. And taking up this challenge, we have to go strictly, highly professional. We have to go strictly, highly technical.
Les femmes du ministère de l'enseignement supérieur qui sont accompagnées par les hommes, vous avez pu apercevoir aux côtés de ces valeureuses femmes le conseiller et technique, le professeur Jean-Paul Biard, qui arborait également la tenue de la journée internationale de la femme pour accompagner les valeureuses dames du ministère de l'enseignement supérieur. Et je vous le disais, les universités, c'est beaucoup d'activités culturelles également. Et Kylian, vous l'avez mentionné, 11 universités d'État pour le Cameroun, dont une par région, mais 2 pour la ville de Yaoundé.
Yes, and we just saw the University of Yaoundé, one file passed after the Ministry of Higher Education. It will certainly be followed by the University of Yaoundé to SUA, where we have law, political science, and some other economic programs that are taking place there. University of Yaoundé 1 has mostly social sciences, and I am a product of the 2 universities, Martin Noel. I think almost all of us sitting here around this table are products of 1 or 2 of these universities in Cameroon, Yaoundé. Yaoundé at the time, Yaoundé 1 after, Yaoundé 2.
Et Kylian, comment ne pas le mentionner, l'université de Yaoundé 1 a comme secrétaire général, professeur Rosine Rosine Paki-Salé, qui est secrétaire générale de cette université, l'université mère de la ville de Yaoundé. Elle est professeure titulaire des universités, spécialiste de la littérature féminine et des questions de genre. D'abord vice-recteur chargé du contrôle interne et de l'évaluation à l'université des Bolova. Ensuite, secrétaire générale de la même université. Elle officie aujourd'hui comme secrétaire générale à l'université de Yaoundé 1. L'université de Yaoundé 1 également, qui est la tutelle de l'école normale supérieure. L'école normale supérieure de Yaoundé, qui a également à sa tête une dame. L'école normale supérieure qui a à sa tête une dame. Le professeur Patricia Bissa Enama, qu'on a également vu durant la semaine consacrée à la femme à travers les activités organisées.
Lady who is at the head of one of the universities in Cameroon, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Bamenda is Professor Teresia Nkwo Akenji, and she has proven her worth there. She has been resilient, she has been very, very competent, and holding strong to a university in the crisis zone. We have to give her kudos where we are. And we have also had rectors who have vice chancellors and rectors who have proven that they are of a very strong mettle. We had Professor Dorothy Njoma, who was the rector of University of Yaoundé 1. We have had Professor Nalova Lyonga, who was the vice chancellor of the University of Boya.
Professeur Dorothy Njema est également vice chancellor à Boya.
Yes. And then these are women, Professor Nalova Lyonga today, Minister of Secondary Education, and you know, she carried the reforms that are imbued into her system from the University of Boya to the Ministry of Secondary Education.
Isabelle Makota, généralement quand on parle des femmes et d'entrepreneuriat, les gens ont l'habitude de voir la coiffure, l'esthétique, la couture. Il faut dire, puisque nous sommes en train de parler du secteur de l'éducation avec les dames du ministère de l'enseignement, des enseignements secondaires, chapeauté par le ministre Nalova Lyonga, le professeur Pauline Nalova Lyonga, que nous apercevons à l'image. Il faut, avant de revenir à vous, Kylian Dadifon va peut-être dire un mot sur cette valeureuse dame de fer.
Madame, as you call her, Professor Nalova Lyonga, when she came to the Ministry of Secondary Education, we were paying school fees through offices, and we had so many problems of embezzlement, money not being accounted for. She digitalized that. You pay through the bank. That corruption has stopped. she came to that ministry. People used to leave the northwest, the southwest to come to Yaoundé, travel overnight, to come and buy newspapers to check whether they have succeeded in examination or not. Once the results are released, you sit in your bedroom, you have your special code, you have your results at the same time. Now she has it's another special thing that she has introduced, the unique clean school. These are parts of that's the general term, unique identifier. That is one student. Yeah, one student, whether you live from one school in the south to the north, to the far north, wherever, you cannot get missing. They will know you are the one. Education by having a magic board. The magic board, the distance learning.
Akota, je reviens à vous, puisque nous sommes toujours dans l'enseignement et la formation, pour dire que chaque fois qu'on parle d'entrepreneuriat chez les femmes, on pense à la coiffure, à l'esthétique, à la couture, alors que les femmes sont capables de faire beaucoup de choses. Au-delà, on a cité des exemples de femmes, des fortes têtes tout à l'heure.
Alors, je voudrais dire que c'est très limitatif de penser encore de nos jours que l'entrepreneuriat se cantonne dans la coiffure, la couture, l'esthétique, encore que ce ne sont pas de sous-métiers. Il n'y a qu'à voir comment les femmes sont belles et bien habillées là. Nous avons aujourd'hui des femmes chefs d'entreprise dans tous les domaines. Vous retrouverez des femmes. Il n'y a plus de barrières, il n'y a plus de limites. Les femmes sont partout.
Et quand on parle de femmes dans le domaine de la science et technique même, il y a les ministères les femmes du ministère de la Recherche scientifique et de l'Innovation qui passent en ce moment. Le ministère de la Recherche scientifique et de l'Innovation qui a à sa tête le docteur Madeleine Tuente et son secrétaire général, le professeur Rebecca Ebele et Tamé. Le ministère de la Recherche scientifique, c'est 3 femmes déléguées régionales, plusieurs femmes sous-directeurs chefs de service. Plusieurs laboratoires sont tenus par des femmes, notamment le laboratoire du sol de l'IRAD. Par ailleurs, 48% des 1000 chercheurs récemment recrutés avec le très haut accord du chef de l'État, son Excellence Paul Biya, sont des femmes. Des bourses de recherche spécialement destinées aux femmes scientifiques sont actuellement mises à leur disposition. Et voici venue la CRTV, la Cameroun Radio Television. La Cameroun Radio Television avec les femmes dans tous les domaines, la camérawoman Georgette Akonombinda et bien d'autres. Elles sont aujourd'hui preneurs de son. Elles sont même aujourd'hui, on a vu des électriciennes. Les femmes de la CRTV opèrent dans tous les domaines qui étaient autrefois consacrés et réservés strictement aux hommes.
And there we see the Director General of CRTV.
Charles Ndongo est la présidente d'honneur de la Journée internationale de la femme à la CRTV, Madame Barbara Sylvie Ndongo, qu'on a vu tout au long de cette semaine aux côtés des femmes de la CRTV à travers des activités caritatives et la foire gastronomique organisée dans les jardins de l'Office. La CRTV qui compte aujourd'hui, tenez-vous bien, 2 postes de directeurs centraux qui sont occupés par les femmes.
That is Dr. Evelyn.
Dr. Evelyn Mangaku, qui est directeur central de la télévision. Qui vient de passer là devant vos écrans. Et à la radio, nous avons le directeur central, Madeleine Sopi Koto. Et la Sopecam qui vient après la CRTV, la Sopecam qui a fait peau neuve avec les personnels récemment installés, ces personnels encouragés par Marie-Claire Nana. La Sopecam qui a nommé des rédacteurs en chef femmes, le rédacteur en chef femme des magazines, Laurentine Georgette Asiga. Et il y a également eu des femmes chefs de division, des femmes chefs de service, des femmes chefs de rubrique. Toujours dans le secteur de la communication, voilà l'imprimerie nationale avec son nouveau slogan Kilianda Difone. L'imprimerie nationale marche résolument vers l'émergence avec son directeur général Pierre Nolasque Oyono Bika, avec une forte implication des femmes. D'ailleurs, 7 d'entre elles viennent d'être promus à des postes de responsabilité pour le conseil d'administration. Le ministère de la Communication.
Yes. Before I go to the Ministry of Communication, let me just take us back 2 minutes. When Sopecam was marching past, we knew Sopecam as Sopecam. We had Cameroon Tribune because of the readership and the competitiveness of the media landscape. We now have the insider that you saw there, exclusively English version. We have some magazine, we have Nyanga, we have some other outlets of Sopecam.
Weekend Sport Loisirs.
Yes, that actually captures the print media landscape. So there's nothing you will miss if you are with Cameroon, with Sopecam. Call it Cameroon Tribune for some of us. Yes,
Il est le ministère des Arts et de la Culture. Et je disais, comment ne pas dire un mot sur le ministère de la Communication, la tutelle de la CRTV, de la Sopecam et bien d'autres, les femmes du ministère de la Communication qui ont participé à de nombreuses activités entrepreneuriales durant la semaine. Le tout chapeauté par Elisabeth Florence et Sama, conseiller technique et point focal genre au MINCOM, où le ministre René Emmanuel Sadi met un point d'honneur sur la valorisation et la promotion des femmes au poste de responsabilité.
Yes, and we have so many things happening and they are represented here. We just saw the banner of the conference center, the women of that structure filing past here.
Le palais des congrès de Yaoundé.
Yes, and it's going through so many innovations. It's hosting so many international and national conferences and meetings. Here we come with the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Civic Education.
On ne saurait passer sur le palais des congrès sans rappeler que le président du conseil d'administration est une femme, Madame Aminatou Aïdjo, et que la directrice générale adjointe est une dame également, Madame Louise Mousson, qui met les femmes du palais des congrès au cœur du succès de tous les événements qui s'y déroulent, comme ceux que vous venez de citer, Kylian.
Barrister Panje Roland, you see these women. We have been talking about communication, civic, youth affairs and civic education, conference center, and the rest. When you see them march past, what do you come about with as women so energetic? Women, are they picking the rights? Are they taking up the challenge?
Yes. Before, say, 2000, it was not very easy to see women displaying their prowess like this. But thanks to the opening up of Cameroon to the world, we see women finding themselves in all walks of life. That is to say, the Cameroonian woman, she is enlightened. And above all else, she is exposed to the world through the communication networks. However exposed they are, there are some little things that the communication machinery is using to denigrate or to bring down the woman. Take, for instance, the ICTs, the social networks, the social media. Instead of them using it to promote the woman and her rights and to explain justice to the population, they transform it into cyberbullying. They transform it into revenge porn.
They
perpetrators,
including women
and men. You see, they use it as a mechanism to defame the woman. They equally use it as a tool for hate speech. And all those things are condemnable. That is to say, the communication world is very large.
Yes.
The communication world
Yes, we'll come back
is
to
very
you.
promising.
We'll come back to you, Barrister Panjay. You have said something which is very important there. And we are going to ask first from you, Madame Makota, Isabel. He was talking about social media being used to denigrate women. At one point, we used to have women strip themselves naked. They say, soulever les cabas.
Liliane, est-ce que vous voyez cette démonstration?
Yes, we will come back to that, please.
Est-ce que vous voyez cette démonstration des
Justine
femmes
Defo,
de la Fédération camerounaise de Nanbudo, conduite par sa présidente, le professeur Justine Ndifo, avec un message fort aux femmes pratiquantes de Nanbudo, action et performance féminine au championnat du monde de Nanbudo que le Cameroun abrite cette année. Le Cameroun va donc abriter la Coupe du monde de Nanbudo en octobre prochain sous le très haut patronage du président Paul Biya. Le professeur Justine Difo, qui est l'une de ces femmes qui doivent servir d'exemple aux jeunes filles camerounaises. Elle aborde beaucoup de casquettes. Présidente de la Fédération camerounaise de Nanbudo, présidente du conseil d'administration de l'Agence de régulation des télécommunications, coordonnatrice générale du réseau More Women in Politics et enseignante des universités.
Exactly, Martin. The lady, when you look at her age and you look at her agility, you look at how she displays when she gets to the Nanbudo terrain. You look at it, you say, no, this is a woman with a difference. And then you mention so many things that she is doing. When she comes out to speak, you want to listen to her. Now, I come back to the question we were asking. Women today, after the march past or even before, we don't see them take up their dresses. What have you done over the years to, I should say, eliminate this type of practice that was not honorable to the women?
Vous êtes d'accord avec nous qu'au fur et à mesure que les années passent, nous avons moins de femmes qui soulèvent les cabas. Ceci est dû à une forte sensibilisation et à une prise de conscience auprès des femmes dans les administrations, dans les associations. Malheureusement, il y a toujours une tache sombre qui vient caricaturer le positif qui est mis en marche. On ne peut pas faire d'omelette sans casser les œufs, mais nous dirons que les statistiques qui concernent celles qui soulèvent encore les cabas sont très faibles. Je dirais même qu'elles sont invisibles. Il faudra aller dans des endroits très cachés pour pouvoir visualiser ce genre de scène. Mais il y a une prise de conscience, comme je l'ai dit tantôt, où pendant la semaine du 8 mars, nous avons plus de réflexion, plus de renforcement de capacité, plus de tables rondes, parce que les femmes veulent comprendre, veulent se saisir de leurs droits et avancer vers la marche pour l'égalité entre les hommes et les femmes.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. If you are just joining us, this is the 41st edition of the International Women's Day, celebrated here at the 20th May Boulevard in Yaoundé, under the theme Rights, Justice, Action for All Women and Girls. And the ceremony is chaired here, presided over by Cameroonian First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya. The organizer sitting near her is Professor Marie-Thérèse Benoît, who is the Minister of Women Empowerment and the Family. And we are here watching them march past. The technical advisor to the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family, Dr. Jonko Leon, is right here also with us. Now, when you look at the organization this far, what are the lessons we can take home?
The lesson we can take from the way we are seeing what is portraying now is that women are every year ameliorating their way of organizing themselves. They are marching now with more discipline than the previous year. They are more conscious, and then, like you previously said, Now they are more disciplined. Like you can see in our television, those who are far can see that women are very, very disciplined the way they march. And this is there is a background work that result to this. Commissions that work. We have a notice that we give to women during preparation meeting to sensitize how they will behave when they will be marching, to avoid wearing a high shoe, heel, to avoid carrying bags, and so on and so forth. So we think that what I consider there is a lot of discipline, there is a lot of organization.
The fineness of this ceremony going on now is to exhibit the 5 P's, which says proper preparation prevents poor performance. And we took time to properly prepare this event. And to buttress this, failure to plan is planning fail. To avoid that, every issue was taken into consideration. Nothing was assumed.
Thank you so much for that. We have another wave of
santé, affaires sociales et sécurité sociale qu'il y a. Et la banderole d'ouverture avait un message fort. Une femme en bonne santé, c'est une famille et une société épanouie. Une femme en bonne santé, c'est une famille et une société épanouie. Le Centre international de référence Chantal Biya, qui bat maintenant le pavé devant Madame Chantal Biya. Permis d'avoir le crasser.
Yes, which is the endoscopic reproductive center, health center, and we have had over 600 babies where mothers have been made happy after losing hope that they can ever have a child. They've gone to this center, that is Antabia, who is right here. Ladies who never thought that they could have a child again, they go there and they come back happy with children. And then the whole families are good, and they have succeeded to have more than 600. And it is not only Cameroonians who are going to this center now. 1 week ago, I saw a white lady who came right from the Western world and went back happy with a child. They're coming from all over the world to get into this very special reproductive center, which is special, so to say. One, I think, is one in the world for now. Others may come in with a different dimension, but for now, this is what we have. Now, the Jamo Hospital, where we have to deal with people who have mental challenges, are situated adjacent to CRTV. They are here. They have problems, mental problems, psychological problems. It is at the Jamo Hospital at Baratu, Yaoundé, that you take these people to. And then you can see the National Vaccination Center. We have had issues with some illnesses, with some challenges. We had COVID some 6 years back, and we had vaccination. The vaccination worked in so many parts of the country. Cameroon was not exempted. So we have this association that is showing the importance of vaccination. Vaccination is preventive. Vaccination comes up to make sure that when any disease comes, it doesn't affect the people. It prevents the people. We have eliminated certain diseases in Cameroon, polio and some others, through vaccination. And as a country, we can boast that our health sector, our health center, is doing fine. Talking also about vaccination, the Ministry of Public Health, new platform where our Cameroonian diaspora, we have been complaining about the brain drain, where we train competent doctors, or some of them live here, go get trained. They cannot come back here to help their country. This ministry, in terms of health, has opened that window for these Cameroonians who are excelling, who have the expertise back there. They can either physically come back or through some other platforms bring back the knowledge and help their country. So as far as health is concerned, these are some of the latest vibes that we have. Hospitals, district hospitals continue to file past. What is the place of health, especially reproductive health, in the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family? When you answer that question, I may also ask you about what we have been wishing to have, a family code, but the problem, the place of health in your ministry.
Well, like you rather say, all what you cited, from Classe to all other hospitals, all is for the benefit of women. We have turned Ministry of Health have worked and make some women happy by delivering, by having children. We in the Ministry of Women Empowerment and Family, our tools is sensitization, mobilization. We mobilize women to orientate them where they can have good care. We are not doctors. We don't have hospitals under our care, but we go to community, work with.
You want to add to that?
Oui, je voudrais préciser qu'il s'agit d'un partenariat qui date de longtemps avec le ministère de la Santé publique, qui interpelle régulièrement le ministère de tout ce qui concerne la santé des structures sanitaires pour leur bien-être.
We also have some cultural practices. I know you are working to eliminate them. We have female genital mutilation that touches directly on the health. They can even damage the health of the girl child, of the woman. We have some other cultural practices like widows. Where are we with some of these cultural practices that are supposed to be handled by you, your ministry?
I will start by saying that go to the penal court, the recent penal court. You will notice that through some work, Ministry of Women and Women of Empowerment and Family has succeeded to criminalize female genital mutilation. It wasn't there in the penal code before. We work on it. Nowadays, who perpetrates such action will be sanctioned. We are working in that domain. We work under sensitization. We go to community, talk to community and sensitize them about all those things. The practice is there. Some feel that it's cultural, but we are working with chiefs, with a leader in community to change that behavior. And you know, behavior change very, very slowly. But we are having some progress. We are not actually having some progress.
Obnoxious cultural practices, yeah.
Qu'il d'antiphone, nous pouvons apercevoir juste après les femmes du ministère des Affaires sociales, des structures sous tutelle, comme le Centre national de réhabilitation des personnes handicapées Paul-Émile Léger de Touguébé ici à Yaoundé, Belinda Dou-Benogo. On parle de droit, justice, action pour toutes les femmes et les filles. Le tout qui est écrit en lettres capitales, c'est pour préciser que personne ne doit être laissé pour compte. Il s'agit là d'une invite à l'inclusion de toutes les femmes, quelles qu'elles soient. Madame Chantal Biya, très sensible aux personnes vulnérables, a venu faire un câlin à cette dame Madame Chantal Biya qui n'hésite jamais à tendre la main. Madame Chantal Biya qui a toujours été et qui est toujours aux côtés des personnes vulnérables à travers ces nombreuses associations comme le CERAC. Aussi, la maman, Madame Chantal Biya qui est la maman, comme on l'appelle, la maman des défavorisés, la maman des personnes vulnérables, la maman des femmes et filles. Bien sûr, bien sûr. Et ce geste d'amour et d'attention de la première dame qui a fait marquer une petite pause aux défilantes qui ont juste repris. Après, dans le ministère des Affaires sociales et les structures rattachées, il y a également le ministère du Travail et de la Sécurité sociale qui fait un énorme travail de protection sociale des travailleurs et même on va dire, des populations en général, dont les femmes et les filles. Le ministère du Travail et de la Sécurité sociale qui a à sa tête le ministre Grégoire Ona, qui, comme le ministre de la promotion de la fonction publique et de la réforme administrative et bien d'autres, souvent se met en tenue pour accompagner les Amazones de leurs différents départements ministériels.
Yes, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. This ministry from 1998, when we had serious problems of employers and workers, it was going in all directions and the ministry had to come in. And that was when the tripartite agreement came up, where the minister, that is the ministry, would have had problems. That is where you have workers complaining and then employers that are not seen into what they. So the ministry has to come. And you know, in every structure in Cameroon, you have staff delegate. You have staff delegate in every structure because these are the people who act like the mediators, the middle people between the workers and the employer. And this is what has solved so many problems in our country. And at any time you hear there's going to be an industrial action, that is a strike. You see this ministry coming to play. They come into play, they go negotiate. That's what they call social dialogue. They've been doing so much. This is antique, I should say.
L'agence des régulations des télécommunications, nous sommes déjà dans le secteur des télécommunications.
Yes.
L'agence de régulation des télécommunications qui est fière de compter en son sein des femmes dynamiques et compétentes qui occupent des postes de responsabilité et contribuent activement à la régulation du secteur des télécommunications au Cameroun. L'ART, c'est un conseiller technique femme, un inspecteur principal, 4 directrices assimilées, 23 sous-directeurs et assimilés, 74 chefs de service, 72 chefs de bureau et 9 ingénieurs. J'appuie bien sur le ingénieur.
That is ladies.
9 ingénieurs des télécommunications.
Lady engineer.
Ces femmes qui jouent des rôles variés et essentiels au sein de l'agence. Kylian, on va le dire, elles tiennent en main de petits drapeaux portant l'inscription du numéro. Les téléspectateurs ont pu l'apercevoir, le numéro vert qui est le 1515. Numéro entièrement gratuit et mis à la disposition de tous les utilisateurs des services de communication électronique qui ne sont pas toujours au beau fixe ces derniers temps. Et il permet à ceux qui rencontrent des difficultés avec leurs opérateurs et n'ont pas obtenu de solution auprès de ceux-ci de saisir directement l'ART pour réparation.
Yes, and just nearby we have other agencies. The National Agency for Information and communication technologies. This is the structure which makes sure that they control everything. And here, for those who use social media, you can be sure that you cannot hide. If you sit somewhere and think that you can go insult or post certain things and get away with that. This National Agency for Information and Communication Technologies has the capacity, in collaboration with Interpol, International Police Organization, to do all of that. Yes.
Le directeur général de Camtel, Judith Yassondé, épouse Achidi,
Yes.
qui est également
Cameroon, yes, Telecommunications.
l'une de ces femmes qui doivent inspirer les jeunes filles. Kylian, la Cameroun Telecommunications, leader du secteur des télécommunications au Cameroun.
Yes, and this is the corporation that's Telecommunications, Cameroon Telecommunications, at the head of which is a lady, Sunday Achidi.
Vous avez pu l'apercevoir, Judith Yassondé, qui est soutenue
Yes.
dans ses encouragements par la
Of this structure that is just close to us is the one imposing structure at the end, at the roundabout end of the 20th May Boulevard. You can notice that there has been so much improvement, there have been recruitment, it has spread its tentacles across the national territory. The first policy when the competition came in the telecommunications sector was for Camtel to go to the villages and make sure that people who are remote, people who could not receive Orange, MTN, and at the time some of them could have that privilege of having their national telecommunications, because this is the national telecommunications agency, Camtel. And it has to do this, they are the proprietors of the optic fiber, they are the controllers of optic fiber, and they give to other telecommunications operators, providers.
Les opérateurs de téléphonie mobile au Cameroun avec MTN dont les femmes défilent ici devant la première dame, Madame Chantal Biya. Les femmes de MTN qui sont suivies par celles d'Orange Cameroun.
I tell you, the color of the banner of orange rhymes with this year's uniform,
Oui.
Women's Day uniform. Yes, it corresponds so well. You would think that this is their color.
C'est vrai qu'à l'antenne, ça...
Orange, c'est la couleur pour la lutte contre la violence faite aux femmes. C'est pour ça que le MINPROF aborde aujourd'hui cette couleur. C'est le saumon qui se rapproche un peu de l'orange et qui symbolise la lutte contre les violences faites aux femmes.
Je voudrais également ajouter que au passage de Orange Cameroun, qu'ils sont en partenariat également avec le ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, avec les maisons digitales, parce que le ministère de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, dans ce centre de promotion de la femme et de la famille, est également engagé à accompagner les femmes vers le digital et dans le e-commerce, ainsi de suite. Donc nous voulons saluer ce partenariat avec Orange Cameroun qui accompagne les femmes dans nos centres de promotion de la femme et de la famille. Et ça se fait aussi également avec l'IAI Cameroun qui a formé aujourd'hui beaucoup de femmes, plus de 5 000 femmes, plus de 20 000 femmes dans le domaine de l'informatique.
Le ministère de l'Habitat et du Développement urbain avec Madame Célestine Ketchapoudès, qu'on ne présente plus, qui est également une femme arborant plusieurs casquettes de femme politique, de leader communautaire et même d'actrice dans le milieu du sport. Célestine Ketchapoudès, que nous apercevons dans les tribunes aux côtés de ses collègues et qui encourage les femmes de ce ministère. Le ministère de l'urbanisme et du développement urbain avec ces structures rattachées comme qui existe depuis 1952 et qui est un acteur majeur de la politique de l'habitat au Cameroun, dirigé d'une main de fer par le docteur Amadou Sardaouna depuis 2019 et conformément aux orientations du chef de l'État Paul Biya en faveur de la promotion des jeunes et des femmes. La SIC a récemment procédé qu'il y a au recrutement de 25 nouveaux personnels, dont 19 femmes issues des 10 régions du pays. Regroupées au sein de la SIC Women's Club, les femmes de la SIC ont eu une semaine riche en expériences, rencontres sportives, journées gastronomiques comme partout ailleurs, une table ronde et une remise de dons dans un orphelinat de la ville de Yaoundé.
The director of SIC, Director General of SIC, is someone who is doing so much. He has done so much in terms of employment, and he is working in partnership with other competent ministries, and the Director General of SIC, that's the real estate company, has done so much, and we are seeing improvement in the houses that were already dilapidating in Cameroon, and much is coming up. We have more and more social, that is low-cost houses being constructed. The other day, the minister in charge of urban development, that is housing and urban development, went and handed over the keys of so many of such low-cost housing to so many Cameroonians in the littoral. And the Ministry also of Forestry, marching past, their own outfit is green, regeneration, rejuvenation, nature, and it fits also like the one we mentioned
Et c'est
before.
naturel qui prennent la couleur verte qu'il y a. Si vous nous rejoignez à l'instant, Madame, Monsieur, c'est la retransmission en direct de la grande marche des femmes au boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé. Défilé présidé par la première dame du Cameroun, Madame Chantal Biya, entourée de nombreuses personnalités venues encourager ces femmes qui, après une semaine d'activité, vivent l'apothéose ici aujourd'hui et à travers le pays tout entier. On va comme ça rappeler le thème de cette édition de la Journée internationale de la femme, la 41e édition. Droit, justice, action pour toutes les femmes et les filles. Belinda Toubenogo, il est important de marteler encore toutes les actions qui doivent être menées dans tous les secteurs pour que la femme soit épanouie. Parce qu'une femme épanouie, c'est une société.
La formulation même du thème, vous aviez mentionné les points qui suivent chaque mot. C'est pour justement mettre l'emphase. Parce que chaque mot, c'est un thème qu'on peut développer et qu'on doit développer tout au long du mois de mars, mais tout au long de l'année également. Il ne s'arrête pas simplement le 8 mars, mais on doit penser à l'action, on doit penser à la justice, on doit penser aux droits des femmes en cette année pour ce thème justement que nous avons retenu. Il faut dire que l'ODD, l'objectif de développement durable numéro 5 des Nations Unies, dit qu'en 2030, on va pouvoir atteindre l'égalité des sexes et l'autonomisation des femmes. Donc c'est un moyen aussi pour faire l'évaluation de 2020 à 2030. Il nous reste 4 ans pour atteindre cet objectif. Où en sommes-nous? Qu'est-ce que nous avons déjà pu réaliser? C'est tout cela que nous devons voir en cette journée et d'où l'emphase sur ces 3 mots-clés droit, justice, action pour toutes les femmes et les filles, parce que l'action, elle est consensuelle. Elle n'est pas seulement le MINPROF, mais toutes les administrations, les hommes, les femmes, les communautés.
Yes, we just saw one of the companies that are very crucial, important in this country, the hydrocarbon price stabilization company. And that company, when we have problems with price hikes, especially hydrocarbons products, that they go to work. If not, when that sector is affected, many things go wrong in this country. And headed by OK Johnson Doe, that company has a staff strength of 258. 110 of them are women. The sub-directors, we have 15 who are women, and then we have chiefs of service who are 20 as women, and bureau chiefs as 24.
Il faut surtout préciser ici que le directeur général adjoint de la Caisse de stabilisation des prix des hydrocarbures est une jeune dame, Madame Diane Valérie Obam, et que la mission principale de la Caisse de stabilisation des prix des hydrocarbures, vous l'avez dit Kylian, est de réguler les prix des hydrocarbures sur toute l'étendue du territoire et au même prix, mais surtout veiller à l'approvisionnement régulier du pays en produits pétroliers. La CSPH a parmi ses réalisations la construction des stations-service pilotes et des centres amplisseurs dans l'optique de rapprocher des produits pétroliers des populations. Vous l'avez dit, effectif du personnel, 258 dont 109 femmes, 14 directeurs et sous-directeurs, 18 chefs de service et 22 chefs de bureau femmes.
Martin, there is something we should not say aloud, but we should start looking forward to handling before it gets to us. You know, the war in the Middle East has a toll on petroleum products. That's the region where you have the highest quantity of petrol produced. With that war, there is already a problem. And, you know, we also import. We're just trying to say that this price stabilization hydrocarbon should be, you know, looking forward, anticipating, trying to look forward to make sure that if it comes here, they behave as usual.
Les femmes continuent de défiler ici au boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé devant Madame Chantal Biya et Kylian. Les téléspectateurs ont pu le voir, Madame Chantal Biya qui a à ses côtés le ministre de la Promotion de la Femme et de la Famille, mais surtout Anastasie Brenda Biya qui, à travers sa fondation Free Foundation, est allée assister les personnes souffrant de maladies mentales à l'hôpital Jamo de Yaoundé, tout à côté de la Cameroun Radio Television. La fondation Brie qui a également rénové le service de psychiatrie et qui a également offert des dons aux malades.
We are already about 2 hours running into this March past, the 41st edition. We understand that we have more than 33,000 women registered to march past here. That's why it's taking this time, and it's very interesting. We have what you see on your screen, women who are into the technical professions. You see them there with helmets and with the type of jackets that used to be a reserve for men. You see women today, they go around doing electricity. They go around, they drive big cars, they drive trucks. They go around doing all what only men used to do. And we are seeing them display that knowledge, that empowerment, that emancipation here at the 20th May Boulevard. So we have come a long way to see these women of material that has to be used in constructing roads and other areas. So they have come a long way to join and do what only men used to do.
long way, and I think that we should always appreciate, because the Ministry of Women Empowerment, and that's why the minister always go and support women from university, youngest university, like Polytech. We have to go there and encourage them, sometimes, and give them some prizes, because we want women to go in the scientific.
Yes, and then you have Madjeni. Madjeni is the National Equipment Pool. They are situated near Civic in Yaoundé, and they have come there displaying. The Director General of Madjeni is Tikum Elias Baoui, who decided to promote women into posts of responsibility, especially Director in charge of regional agencies. This is something that many structures don't do. Madjeni has done this and is inviting all the young girls and Cameroonian women to take opportunity to get trained in mechanic work, in trucks and other big vehicles that only used to be the reserve of women, of men.
Vous parliez de Madjeni. Le Madjeni qui incarne la résilience, l'adaptabilité, la détermination à travers les dames qui y travaillent. Le Madjeni qui permet aux femmes de s'exprimer véritablement et de devenir des modèles d'inspiration. La structure qui est un acteur incontestable engagé pour l'égalité des chances et la promotion des femmes. Le secteur des transports à présent, et nous avons vu dans les tribunes le ministre Jean Massena Ngale Bibé encourager les femmes de ce département ministériel, mais également les femmes des structures attachées, tout comme nous avons aperçu le ministre délégué auprès du ministre des Transports, Joya Zakariaou, tous ces membres du gouvernement, tous ces hommes qui viennent soutenir les femmes ici au boulevard du 20 mai, et même celles qui sont dans les autres régions du Cameroun, ces femmes qui ont beaucoup donné durant la semaine et qui continuent à s'engager, à relever les défis qui leur incombent au quotidien. Et docteur Tchonko le disait tout à l'heure, ça ne s'arrête pas seulement le 8 mars. Après le 8 mars, il y a une vie, la vie continue. Et les femmes sont toujours et généralement au devant de la scène.
Yes, we talk about transport. We have come a long way in the transport sector. We saw the Ministry of Transport and then the attached structures. We had the National Port Authority. We had the Aeronautic Cameroon and the others.
Il y a le port autonome de Douala qui a une représentation ici à Yaoundé. Et nous voyons les femmes de la structure défiler ici avec leurs sœurs au boulevard du 20 mai devant Madame Chantal Biya. La représentation du port autonome de Douala qui a pour mission de servir de relais entre les administrations, les entreprises basées à Yaoundé et la direction générale de Douala. Elle compte un effectif d'une vingtaine de personnes avec à sa tête Martine Yvette Bikele. En tant que la vitrine du PAD à Yaoundé, cette représentation tire son dynamisme, des actions cohérentes en droite ligne avec la vision stratégique du top management, faire du port de Douala un port performant, attractif, compétitif à travers la modernisation de ses infrastructures.
Yes, and then on the sidelines of that we had Kamrai. You know, there is a huge project that is going to link the south to the north of Cameroon, the whole of the far, through the far north to N'Djamena. The project is on. The railway leaves Douala, Yaoundé, Betua in the east, goes to Ngaoundéré. For now, that's where we end. The project is to take it to Maroua and take it to N'Djamena in Chad. It is on. At this moment, we have the National Cocoa Development Corporation, SODECAO, that is marching past. You know, the prices of cocoa this time are plummeting on the international market. In just 1 year, 2 years ago, the prices of cocoa sold, especially Cameroonian cocoa, sold so high in the world market.
Kylian, vous entendez les femmes applaudir. Vous entendez les femmes applaudir le cinéma, mais aussi la chambre d'agriculture avant, la chambre d'agriculture et des pêches. Chambre de l'agriculture, des pêches, de l'élevage et des forêts du Cameroun qui aborde délibérément la couleur noire. Ce choix symbolique porte un message fort, celui d'une solidarité solennelle avec toutes les femmes victimes de violences et d'un engagement ferme pour la défense de leurs droits et leur dignité. Par ce geste de la femme rurale, celle qui nourrit, cultive et soutient les communautés entières, elle dit non au féminicide au Cameroun où le phénomène prend une ampleur alarmante.
I think that is a specialty, and then just let me carry that message. The women of the Chamber of Agriculture, Fisheries, Livestock and Forestry of Cameroon have deliberately chosen to wear black. This is a symbol and a gesture to convey their solemn solidarity with women who are victims of violence. It is also a strong commitment to defend their rights and dignity. And this, you can be sure that that is something special. They came up with black instead of the orange and green that we are seeing across the Twintian Boulevard today.
Le ministère du Tourisme et des Loisirs qui conduit qui passe en ce moment avec les structures rattachées. Le ministère du Tourisme et des Loisirs avait à sa tête le ministre par intérim Gabriel Bayrobé. Les Amazones de ce département ministériel véhiculent un message fort durant la célébration de cette 41e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme, à savoir tourisme et loisirs, facteur d'autonomisation de la femme et des filles à l'aune de la grandeur et de l'expérience. Il faut noter, Kylian, que le secteur du tourisme et des loisirs est l'un des secteurs qui emploie le plus de femmes au Cameroun. Kylian, nous sommes vite passés sur le directeur général du cinéma que nous avons aperçu debout en train d'applaudir. Madame Mbandé Batene Kotominkuna, André Caroline Mélanie, que nous avons vu plusieurs fois dans nos éditions de journaux, a été portée à la tête du cinéma le 6 décembre 2019 par décret du président de la République. Le cinéma dispose de 12 antennes régionales de mécanisation agricole et d'une vingtaine de coûts de mécanisation agricole dans l'étendue du triangle national et dont l'ouverture et l'opérationnalisation s'effectuent progressivement. Au rang des prestations du cinéma, on peut citer des travaux mécanisés, agro-pastoraux, le génie rural, la maintenance, la production intellectuelle, le conseil, entre autres. Les femmes de la Maxi Kylian qui ont pris le relais.
Maxi and Ano lined up together, one after the other. Maxi, that is taking care of state land. They are recovering state land that are in the wild and those that people illegally occupy. That's what Maxi is doing. And then Ano, which is this agency in charge of regulating, of ensuring norms, standards and norms in Cameroon to make sure that people don't bring in, people don't fabricate harmful things that others can eat. That is the work of ANO, and we think they have been doing their job up to this moment, even if there are lapses seen here and there. they are like we find them in any other sector of society.
Kéliane, je reviens pour parler des femmes de la Bagzi parce que ce sont des secteurs généralement où on n'a pas l'impression que les femmes s'illustrent assez. Les Amazones de la charité, c'est comme ça qu'on appelle ces femmes de la Magzi, rendent hommage à toutes les femmes qui, par leur courage, leur intelligence et leur sens du sacrifice, contribuent chaque jour à bâtir une société plus juste et humaine. Et pour leur activité caritative, elles se sont rendues du côté de Kolmeseng à Bethany Viacam, accompagnées de leur marraine, Madame Félicité Manon, pour donner du sourire aux personnes du troisième âge. Les personnes du troisième âge qui ne sont pas à la fin de leur vie. Nous les avons vues défiler ici devant Madame Chantal Billard et c'est encore l'occasion d'appeler toute la société à accepter et à encadrer et accompagner ces personnes, les personnes du troisième âge, les personnes vulnérables et les personnes malades. Belinda Djoubenego, personne ne doit laisser, ne doit être laissé pour compte dans la société. Je pense que c'est l'une des choses que le thème de cette année promeut.
Yes, a while ago I was talking about women who have been outstanding. I mentioned some who were vice chancellors and rectors. I forgot to talk about Professor Ufe Chinjemile, to whom I wish a happy Women's Day. She was rector of the University of Ngaoundéré. And we should say that there are some other women that we can talk about.
Avant cela, Kylian a été le directeur général de la MIPRO-Malo.
Of MIPRO-Malo, you can say that again. We also have another lady who is close to the First Lady, coordinator of the activities of CIRAC, Dr. Grace John Gute, to whom we wish a happy Women's Day, Martin. And here comes the society asking for more power to the women and to the civil society. You know, we are talking of, yes, NGOs, that's what we are saying. There is nothing you can do to bring up the level of the women in society if you don't get them to decision making. If you don't involve them into politics, if you do not involve them actively when appointments come, thank God the President of the Republic has promised, and we're looking forward surely to see that happen. Something cannot be taking place about you that represented. So when women get into this section, we think they are going to do that. Now, you have been working with NGOs. We have seen some of them march past. What's the relationship? What is their contribution?
Actually, we rely on NGO a lot. We have some NGO with whom we have signed some partnership to encourage them in all different sectors, because these NGOs are in all sectors. So those who are really engaged, sometimes we sign some partnership with them to encourage women in the domain where they are working. We can't do without them. We can't do without association. Ministry of Women Empowerment and Family does not have enough staff. So we do with a network. And when we talk about network, we talk about NGOs, we talk about women association in different
through violence. These safe places receive the women who have gone through violence, like that of Akaijek. She has received so many women that have been traumatized in their households. So we can't really do without civil society. As Madam Director, you want to add something again?
Yeah, is it in relation to the non-governmental organizations, what they are doing?
C'est juste la concrétisation du partenariat public-privé. Ces organisations sont de véritables relais du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille parce qu'elles mettent la femme.
Now, Dr. Chonko, let me ask you this question. In the word emancipation, in the word empowering women, we can at one point be mistaken husbands. How do you distinguish between these two? I think you should talk about this and then you also talk about it.
Thank you very much for this question. I think that when you come and say that the head of state have put women in the center of our program, it means that the head of state wants women to oppose men. No, it's a matter of partnership. It's a matter of partnership. Men are not opposing, or women are not going to oppose women. It's a matter of partnership and collaboration. That's why we talk about equity, we talk about equality. It's not a matter of a gender should suppress another gender.
No, that is the message you pass across.
Yeah.
I still come back to that same question to Barrister Panje Roland, who is a barrister. He should also be deep. He's a social worker that I know so well. We're asking this question. In the course of emancipating women, you are training them to be autonomous, you are training them to be empowered, you are training them to get all of that. Don't you think that at one point that they could mistake this training for a training to disobey their men, their husbands? Have you come across such?
Reinforcing the capacities, competencies, skills, and know-how of women is not an indicator that they are equal.
Not to think that, no, I've been trained since I've suffered so much under this man, he's going to teach him a lesson. Anyway, just hold on. Let us Savo, this is religious institutions, churches and the rest. Let us just, for some seconds, listen to the music they're singing.
Vous avez pu faire le lien, la chapelle de la gloire de Christ et le réalisateur Lyokadi Mangui qui nous a mis en image M. Oswald Baboké qui est le promoteur avec son épouse qui anime demain de mettre cette église au quartier Fouda, ici à Yaoundé. Et comme chaque année, leurs tenues sont exceptionnelles. Et vous le savez tous, toute obédience confondue, la prière dans la vie, on en a besoin également.
And from last year, it has been discovered, even before last year, that there are excesses in so many aspects of national life. Barrister Panje was talking about that. And last year, the Minister of Territorial Administration came up and gave a timeline to all the religious institutions that did not have authorization, the licenses, to regularize their activities, because in some areas we know this is something that it's factual in our neighborhoods that some of the religious institutions, some of the churches are actually derailing and breaking some homes. Now, I think they must have regularized their situation to an extent, because so many of them were closed down by the Ministry of Territorial Administration. Some of them, I don't know whether finally they were closed for all time. They have opened, and they must have done that. So, Barrister Panje, I should also ask Belinda, we have churches. We have churches in Cameroon. We have, yes, let Barrister Panje, who wants to react to that church business. Yes, some of these churches are breaking homes.
Prayers and making predictions. That's the first. The second is that the context of the Bible and the essence of homily is to bring us nearer to Christ and not to tell us about prosperity preaching. That God did not say you will ever remain poor.
I think
everything will be okay.
I think yes.
Now people are sleeping in churches. Men like women have abandoned their homes.
Yes, I think that's what you should be talking about. You don't have to talk about prosperity because it's arguable. There's no way in the Bible God said, because this is something. How do you react to what is happening? We are watching some of these religious denominations march past here, and we know homes have been broken. Why are women generally the victims of this? And they come and transfer that to men.
I think women are victims because they probably have issues back home, first of all. And they have the impression that when they meet men of God, they can find solutions to their issues because the men of God listen to them, and then they can maybe orientate them in one way or the other. But we are not out here to encourage these men of God that are not serious, that preach out fake prophecies to women that later on go and create issues in their household. It's not what we are advocating for. We know that many of them are not true, but we equally have men of God that work to maintain families together. They work to promote cohesion in households. So, yeah, women are called to be very vigilant, to be very, very vigilant to what they hear or listen from them. They should pick out what is necessary when they go to church. They should not really swallow anything that can create a break in their household.
Yes, this look like a cultural group, which I don't understand. You, the organizers, which is this cultural group that we see the minister? It should be a cultural group from the northern part of the country.
La particularité de ce groupe, c'est qu'elles sont les plus jeunes, occupent le devant de la scène, Kylian, et on a vu le ministre de l'Agriculture et ministre du Tourisme et des Loisirs par intérim sortir son appareil photo. La réalisation nous met également en image le ministre Mounouna Foutsu. C'est pour conclure, pour arriver à la conclusion qui était la vôtre, que c'est un groupe de danse du Septentrion. Kylian, nous parlons depuis le début. Je suis convaincue qu'ici au boulevard du 20 mai, nous entendons des sonorités, des fanfares. À la maison aussi, parce que vous avez laissé un moment écouter cette musique. C'est l'occasion de saluer la compagnie musique du collège Vogt de Yaoundé, tout juste devant nous, qui accompagne les autres fanfares ici, notamment la compagnie musique des armées.
And one remarkable thing in the cultural group is a series of cultural groups that are marching past was the uniform they wore with the Cameroonian flag, and then with a star that indicates unity. Indicates we can see people at the grandstand there surveying what's happening. At a distance, we have another cultural group, a group of ladies with scabbards and swords. That should be from the grass fields, because what I know, those are some of the characteristics of grass fields, men and women. Here you have them with a mascot. No, that should be Southwest. Is this should be from Manu? Is that? Okay, the BLM here, yes, and Manu behind. I recognize what I call mascot. There's a name for that. Give me that name. Give me that name. You're from the Southwest. There's a name from the mascot. That is a special group of dancers. It's only for women from Manu, and I hear that for you to be in that mascot, in that masquerade, you should be a woman with special qualities. Sometimes you should be a virgin.
They call it Morning Kim.
Why was taking you so long to give me that name?
But you are explaining now.
Yes, Morning Kim, that's the way. Okay, now give me peculiarities about that group of dancers.
Yes,
the Morning Kim
is what they call Nyanga dance. And it is an initiatory dance.
In solidarity, the First Lady is standing.
You see the point? We appreciate that. But the Morning Kim is to showcase that girls from the Southwest in general and from Manu in particular are special breed. And they call them Nyanga women. They call them money women. And they prepare them for matrimony.
I also hear that it goes with a lot of mystery. Can you tell us about the mystery that it carries?
Since I'm not an initiate, I will not be able to justify that assertion. But the fact that little children too are inside, I don't think mystery comes therein.
You, Mr. Chonko, Dr. Chonko, you should tell us. We are not hiding, we are learning and then sharing the knowledge with our viewers. You don't just have to be someone with low spirits.
Actually, when they call you to enter that group, to perform in that group, at least you have to have some special quality. Like you say, not all women can be. You have to go through some selection. And when you say through some selection, you have to be some spiritual stability. And you should have some social record that they cannot criticize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let us listen to the wordings of this because it has a lot of meaning. Just hold on for a while. So they are singing, "We are one, we are together." That's what they're singing.
Yeah, we are one, we are together. Are we together? We are one, we are together.
Are we together?
And can never divide. And it goes along with our national policy, our national motto that we should always be one. Particularly at this particular moment, we need to be one.
Yes, and the message comes as a response to what is happening, especially in the Northwest and Southwest, from where these people come.
Absolutely.
Where national unity more than ever before has been challenged with separatists, with secessionist movements, and up to today, we still have pockets of them in the country and out of the country still insisting on dividing the country. That's why they have come here in response to that to say, no, we have to remain as one people. We have to remain together. I think that's the message that they are carrying here. Because
as a beggar for peace has said, those who are making life uncomfortable should come out from the bushes and meet the people in the town so that they can talk things out and work things out for peace to always reign. Because there is nothing that can happen in this earth where there is no peace,
The process
where
is
there
on.
is no love, and where there is no understanding and cohesion.
The process is on, and I can see the First Lady herself. She has got up and has got into solidarity with it, and is showing those signs of solidarity that we are one.
You see, these women from the Northwest with their special
very animated at this point. And you have an ovation from the grandstand.
Hey, hey, we are together, we are one.
And they mobilize. Can you imagine? I think this is the biggest group of women that I have seen here since we started. The line looks on end.
Tout à fait, Kylian. Et Madame Chantal Biya et toute la tribune d'honneur est debout pour encourager ces femmes. L'une des plus grosses délégations depuis que le défilé a commencé ici au boulevard du 20 mai. Les femmes originaires du Nord-Ouest et
Yes, actually from there you see, as we're saying, you look at the queue, you're not seeing the end, and they decided to wear what you have, the caps that they're putting on their heads. They are generally characteristic of men. This should be a sign of emancipation. So they also should wear this type of cap. In some societies in the Northwest, you don't just put that cap if you are a woman. But I think since this is a special day for women where they are on the spotlight, yes.
Qui accompagne ces dames avec les gestes. Madame Yang, Linda Yang également, et toutes les autres dames dans la tribune. De toutes les façons, elle est entraînante cette chanson et elle est pleine de messages.
Yes, you just called her name. A happy Women's Day special one to Madame Mrs. Dr. Linda Yang. We just talked about Dr. Linda Yang. You see her, they're very happy. She identifies herself with the groups and some of the people in the group, maybe almost all of them, because she's an elite of that area. She had at one time, when the husband was the prime minister, she was coordinating the activities of the Circle of Friends of Cameroon. And some of these ladies, she meets with them and coordinates their activities also as a member of the elite. You can see her happy. Some of them at the grandstand there, the minister at the Supreme State, Minister Delegate, Supreme State Audit, Rose Ba for Mindan, who also got up there and identified with those people who are still filing past in front of the First Lady, who is expressly happy, visibly happy with what's happening. She'll be telling the minister in charge of women's empowerment and the family that you have done a good job. This is exceptional in the organization of this ceremony here, the 41st edition of the International Women's Day celebrated here at the 20th May Boulevard in Yaoundé. And we have the replica of this in different towns across Cameroon. And here it is presided over by the First Lady of Cameroon, Mrs. Chantal Biya, who is represented across the country by some other people. In some places, the wife of the governor. In some other places, you have some other authorities who have taken the delay across the country, and Cameroonian women are celebrating, without forgetting that they are asking for their rights, they are asking for justice, they are also asking for action. Yes, this division here where Yaoundé is the capital. Can you talk to us about some of these women of Fundi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 subdivisions?
Actually, we have 7 subdivisions in Fundi, and all these divisions are headed by the delegate. And then they have also 7 women empowerment centers in the Fundi, each subdivision having 1. So, and then we have association that work in that division. So the subdivisional delegate work with this association, grassroots community. So normally that's where all the activity will be done. Sensitization, go through subdivision to meet women in association, meet women in the various corners in the division.
And you have, after these associations of Fundi ladies, just after them, I have seen the association of different women from the different sections of the West region carrying the name, carrying a billboard there with the names of different the West. Here you have the Nde, there you have the Mefi, and then you have the Kunki, as we can see on our screen.
It's still the way to show integration. It's still the way to show that all divisions accept all communities. If you are in Yahoo, so it's proof that there's no discrimination in these various associations.
Yes, a march past that started here around 12 noon. At 2:45, the march past is still on, and it is going this way because we have over 33 registered women who are marching past here from different walks of life, as we have seen, and that's why it is going, and they are tireless. Even the assistants, the First Lady is just excited to see them, to see these women in their numbers demonstrate here and show the power of the women in Cameroon, and show by their numbers, and show by their enthusiasm, and show by the display that we have had here from the moment this started. Once again, we're having Madame Rose Acha Fomenda, whom they are showing after all that passed there. Martin, we have an exciting day here with the women.
Absolument, absolument. Et je pense que nos téléspectateurs, à travers leurs petits écrans, le voient, nos followers sur les plateformes digitales de la CRTV le voient. C'est une belle fête ici. Les femmes sont enthousiastes. Les femmes font preuve de résilience et la Première Dame les accompagne. Toutes les personnalités dans les tribunes et les invités les accompagnent. Ce sont les femmes des associations féminines du département du Fundi qui continuent à battre le pavé ici devant l'ambassadrice de bonne volonté de l'UNESCO, présidente fondatrice des synergies africaines, épouse du chef de l'État, Madame Chantal Biya, qui préside cette 41e édition de la fête internationale de la femme ici au boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé. Et il est important de le rappeler, le défilé c'est peut-être ici au boulevard du 20 mai, mais le défilé des femmes se déroule également dans toutes les localités à travers le pays. Les associations féminines de l'arrondissement de Yaoundé 5, avec les femmes solidaires de Vogue-Banda, en ouverture.
Yaoundé 5 has won the prize of the cleanest subdivision severally, and They are the mayor of Yaoundé 5, who is
Augustin Bala.
Yes, Augustin Bala is a very media-friendly person. He's been working so hard, and that's why at that place you have the motor bike riders are organized. Some other activities are well organized there. When you go, it is no doubt that from time to time they get that first prize as people who are well organized and clean in a place where we have had issues with dustbins. We have had issues with some other areas where we doubt the cleanliness of the capital city. Thank God these days, all the 7 subdivisions have got into this intensive work. That's IMO and some other organizations. All the gutters are being cleaned up. All the roads are being cleaned up in Yaoundé. And we see the dustbin, the garbage cans that used to be characteristic of some neighborhoods. We are not seeing that at the same level anymore. And we also are preparing to host so many important events in Cameroon. The World Trade Organization Conference of Ministers, and I think even will be here in Yaoundé sometime this month. So they have to give us, as a people in Cameroon and in Yaoundé, a facelift, a good image, and that's why that's happening. Yes, it continues here at the 20th May Boulevard. We are celebrating the 41st edition of the International Women's Day here at the 20th May Boulevard, and is presided over by the Cameroonian First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biam. And at the grandstand, you can see a group of warrior women here. They have all kinds of war equipment. You would think that they are going for war. They're just showing us that women are ready. Women are
brave as well.
Okay. You can go on and give me more of those qualities of these women.
Show their bravery. They are showcasing their skills. They have abilities, even physical abilities.
Thank you so much. And I think that what they are doing there is beyond the physical presentation that we are seeing. It's beyond that, to show the men that violence doesn't solve any problem, and that at one point, if you were to go for violence, you will meet them, that they are preparing themselves to, they're arming themselves to, that you're not going to be have a war over the women when it comes to violence. I think that's the message they are carrying here. The motorized part of this march past has started, and there we see the Telecommunications Regulatory Agency.
L'agence des régulations et télécommunications, Kylian, qui a 3 stations mobiles ici dans ce défilé, alors que le cinéma aura 7 engins agricoles, la Campost, un camion, un mail van et 2 motos.
And to say that inside all these vehicles, there are women who are on the steering wheel.
Tout à fait, ce sont les femmes qui sont aux commandes de ces véhicules. Vous avez aussi ces véhicules spéciaux de l'hôpital général de Yaoundé. L'hôpital général de Yaoundé, où le directeur, professeur Noël Essomba, met les femmes au cœur de toutes les actions. L'hôpital général de Yaoundé qui a fait peau neuve.
Wow, this phase of tractors is very important.
Du cinéma. Le tracteur du cinéma Kylian Dadifone, et comme vous l'avez dit, avec au volant, que des dames. Bien sûr, Caroline Mbandé, que nous avons vue tout à l'heure dans la tribune, accompagner les dames. Elle guide ses engins avec beaucoup d'assurance et le sourire qui va avec. Les femmes du cinéma très applaudies ici au boulevard du 20 mai. Elles sont des dames, elles sont jeunes, elles sont expérimentées. Et la première dame qui les encourage, les invités et les personnalités qui sont toutes en amélioration. Une arrive même à se lever et de faire avancer son engin. Comme quoi les femmes sont capables. Les femmes sont capables de tout. Il faut juste leur donner l'opportunité. Et la Campost avec ses motos de livraison et ses minivans également pour clore ce défilé motorisé ici au boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé. Que c'est beau ce qui se passe ici, chers téléspectateurs de la CRTV. La CRTV qui vous permet de vivre l'apothéose de la Journée internationale de la femme à travers le Cameroun. On va dire bonne fête de la femme ou alors bonne Journée internationale des droits des femmes à toutes les Camerounaises qui nous regardent au-delà du pays, les Camerounaises de la diaspora. Bonne fête à vous. Merci de nous regarder à travers les antennes de la CRTV. Madame Chantal Biya est la ministre de la promotion de la femme et de la famille pour introduire le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille qui vient clore ici au boulevard du 20 mai le défilé apothéose de la 41e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme. Le ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille qui a été au four et au moulin pour nous permettre de vivre. Oui.
Nous voyons Madame la Présidente du comité d'organisation, elle est également inspecteur général au ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille, en train de défiler. Et à côté d'elle, nous voyons l'inspecteur numéro 2 au micro, Madame Maïpa Weston, qui est également dans les rangs. Voyons également la directrice statistique informatique, Madame Guégou, qui est également dans les rangs. Et puis il y a des hommes qui nous accompagnent. Monsieur l'inspecteur numéro 1, Yéné Benjamin, monsieur le directeur des études de la planification, monsieur Alain Matip, qui est également en train d'accompagner les femmes du MINPROF, ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille. Nous avons des programmes l'autonomisation économique des femmes, la promotion de la famille, la promotion des droits de l'enfant, la promotion sociale de la femme, la promotion du droit de la femme. Et nous voyons toutes ces valeureuses dames du ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille dans les rangs pour clôturer en beauté cette célébration de la Journée internationale des droits de la femme. Il est important de dire les droits parce que ici c'est un plaidoyer. Il ne s'agit pas simplement de célébrer, de festoyer, mais c'est un moment pour nous de s'asseoir, de brainstorm, comme on dit en anglais, de voir dans quelle mesure nos droits peuvent être respectés. Et donc c'est un plaidoyer. Nous sommes là, Madame le directeur de la promotion économique de la femme. Vous voyez les femmes du MINPROF devant...
yes, all is well that ends well. This is the last group that is marching past here, and the First Lady is still standing, surrounded by the other ministers and VIPs at the grandstand. All of them are standing to give this ceremony here the honor that it deserves. At this moment, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family that organized this ceremony has ended the march past here. And the march past that has been presided over by the Cameroonian First Lady, Mrs. Chantal Biya, who is the founding president of the FCB, that is Chantal Biya Foundation, since 1994. They combat poverty, disease, social exclusion, especially health and education of children. Now the anthem of women to end this.
Women are longing to be free, no longer in the shadows, forced to stay behind, but side by side in true equality. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never ever cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace. À travers les nations et partout dans le monde, les femmes doivent être libérées. Ne plus rester dans l'ombre, ni laisser pour compte, et que règne la vraie égalité. Chantons partout en l'honneur des femmes, et que l'écho de cette hymne ne cesse jamais. Chantons partout en l'honneur des femmes, égalité, développement et paix. So sing a song for women everywhere. Let it ring around the world and never ever cease. So sing a song for women everywhere. Equality, development and peace.
Now, that anthem, tell us about this anthem of the women, Ms. Dr. Chonko Leong.
Actually, this is an international anthem. All the countries that buy for the women advancement, now this is the anthem that they sing everywhere. Everywhere. So it's not a Cameroon anthem, it's for women all along the world.
Then I understand, because the theme for this year's event is you have rights, justice, action for all women and girls. That also is the global theme, and generally Cameroon adapts the general theme to our local reality. But because this theme is so befitting to our local reality, we decided in Cameroon this year to carry it as it were. So that's what we had. So this other anthem also is not only for Cameroon, you have said, it is the anthem for women across the world for this event, International Women's Day. I was saying I should go back to that. You can see, Martin, that we are seeing the dispositions put in place for the departure of the First Lady who chaired, who presided over this event, Mrs. Chantal Biya, the founding president of FCB, that's Chantal Biya Foundation, Mrs. Chantal Biya, the founding president of the African Synergy Against AIDS and Suffering, Mrs. Chantal Biya, founding president
of CIVIC, that is the Circle of Friends of Cameroon, since 1995, and it brings together spouses of diplomats and government officials to work on social development and empower women on humanitarian aid. We also will not fail to say, Martin, that Mrs. Chantal Biya is a UNESCO's Goodwill Ambassador and is a recognition for her commitment to education and humanitarian work. Mrs. Chantal Biya, to just end with this one, is the founder of CRACE. CRACE is a health center for research and application of endoscopic surgery and human reproduction, one of its kind. And up to today, as we speak, we have had more than 600 children that have rendered so many families that had lost hope before to have families, to have children in their families.
Kylian Dadifon, tout est bien qui finit bien ici au boulevard du 20 mai à Yaoundé. Madame Chantal Biya qui va regagner le Hilton Hotel pour le déjeuner offert sur invitation. On va dire merci à nos experts Belinda Dou Benogo, chef cellule de la communication au ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille, Dr Léon Tchonko, conseiller technique numéro 2 au ministère de la promotion de la femme et de la famille, et Madame Makota Isabelle, directeur de la promotion économique des femmes, sans oublier Roland Pandje qui est le chef de la cellule juridique. La réalisation a été assurée en grande partie par les femmes en ce qui concerne les équipes techniques de la CRTV, le tout piloté des mains de maître par Liokadi Mangui, directeur photo Georgette Akono Bida. Madame, Monsieur, chers téléspectateurs,
Lindou is always around.
Raymond Joya qui est à côté pour superviser.
Yes, you have Baiza, who is heading the technical team.
Madame, Monsieur, chers téléspectateurs, fin du défilé de la 41e édition de la Journée internationale de la femme, ici au boulevard du 20 mai, sur la présidence de Madame Chantal Biya, première dame du Cameroun, présidente fondatrice du Cercle des Amis du Cameroun, des synergies africaines, ambassadrice de bonne volonté de l'UNESCO. Le thème, on va le rappeler, droit, justice, action pour toutes les femmes et les filles.
Yes, Martin, there's one person I wanted you, and I knew that's where you were getting to. We are so grateful to Charles Ndongo, the Director General of CRTV, who is behind all what we have been doing here. He has personally been supervising from a general point of view, the activities that have happened here, our broadcast.
La suite pour nous, Kylian, c'est dans les jardins de la CRTV baladeur. On va une fois de plus souhaiter bonne fête à toutes les femmes d'ici et d'ailleurs. Et on se dit à l'année prochaine.
And happy Women's Day to you again.
Merci beaucoup,
Martin.
Kylian Dadifon.
Okay. Bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. It's here that we come to the end of.
Sous le haut patronage du gouverneur de la région du Sud, Kribi accueille la 4e édition du Salon des acteurs économiques et du développement local, le SAEDEL, du 18 au 25 avril 2026 à la place des fêtes de Kribi. Placé sous le